welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina, and today I wanted to share with you my TBR game. I love TBR games, and I've always wanted to do one of my own every month because I suck at decision making, and I usually do readathons, but I just love the idea of a game, so I wanted to give it a whirl. And the problem is, I also really want to play other people's TBR games because they look so much fun and they have really great ideas. So I kind of tried to combine everything in one because I'm a super complicated person apparently. But it is what it is. So here we go. So the game that I'm playing is based off of this. Ganz schön, I believe, or clever. And clever is a roll the dice game where you, throughout rounds, you roll the dice, you pick one dice, and then you use the scoring pad to mark down that score. And so every round you end up rolling 3 times and getting 3 dice. If I did it that way, I would end up with like 18 to 24 some books, which I could read, but I don't want to, sorry, that ring glare. I want to leave room for other stuff as well, and have more of a balance between reading and the rest of my life. So what I'm doing is going to be rolling all 6 dice once a month for 6 months, and then at the end of that we'll get our score, and maybe by the time 6 months rolls around I'll have figured out what kind of like rewards or something I want depending on the score I get. But that was too much for right now because I really just wanted to play. That's it. Just wanted to play. So let me explain. So we have the 6 colored die and my die thing. You see? I like it. So we've got purple, green, orange, yellow, white, and blue. And I already rolled. Don't remember what I rolled, but I already rolled. I wanted to get that clip out of the way with the camera looking at the thing, but whatever. But let me tell you what each dice is for before we look at what I rolled and pick books. So the orange, what is it? Orange, green, and purple are going to be their prompt lists. Originally, when I'd started to figure out this game, I had like just a list of prompts and each dice corresponded to a list of prompts. But then I purchased yay, Jesse's deck of TBR from Bowties and Books. I will have their channel link down below. I've been wanting these ever since I saw them play, and they decided to make them, and I decided to buy them. So, but that just seemed a little redundant if I was going to be picking prompts from here to also have all the dice do prompts. Plus, like I said, I wanted to play all the TBR games because that's just who I am as a person. So, like I was saying, the orange dice is a list of 6 prompts / ways to pick a book. So like one of the prompts for the orange dice is to use a random number generator. One of them is to use categories to pick the letter of the book. Booktuber fave, indie published book, graphic novel. And then there's a 5-star author blurb prompt where you pick a 5-star read, and you have to read a book by one of the authors that blurbed your 5-star. You get it? I think so. Green has a short read, a new release set in my hometown, Milwaukee, a book written year of birth, and I can choose mine or either of my children's years of birth. And then there's also Roll for Booktubers Game is one of the choices on here. So I won't be playing a Booktubers game every single month. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. To roll, yeah. But at least throughout the year, I figured I'd be able to get to try maybe each of the games, hopefully at least once. And that'll be between, I've got Becca's Bookopoly, Cody's Wheel of TBR, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Sasha's Wild TBR game, Wild Sasha's. G's new TBR Avatar game. There's one more, but I'm blanking. We'll find out if I ever have to roll this dice, and I'll look for that list again. And then polyamory rep. The purple dice is picks, so not necessarily prompts. Each number corresponds to who is going to pick the book for me. So, like one of my dogs, or one of my kids, or my husband, or a Facebook friend kind of thing. Somebody else gets to pick my book, so I don't have to do it. And then white is going to correspond. I have a list of 6 nonfiction books because I want to try to continue to read one nonfiction book, at least one nonfiction book every month. So I'll always have a list of 6, and then I'll replace the one that gets used that month. And then blue and yellow. Blue is going to be for Jesse's deck. So whether I have to pick 1 or 6 books, 1 through 6, is how many cards that I will be picking. And then yellow, I didn't really feel like writing another prompt list because I have Jesse's deck of TBR cards. So I was doing some research because my brain had stopped, basically. You know, it's Corona time, 2020. And Library of Alexa, who I will link everybody that I've talked about down below, of course, did a TBR pick maybe recently. Honestly, I don't remember when it was. I'm bad with dates. Where she put a list of all of the Goodreads filter categories and picked one of those, and that's how she chose her book. And I was like, sure, why not? We'll give it a whirl. Maybe I'll switch yellow out for something else if I don't like this. But so I've got all the categories like average rating, ascending, average rating, descending, number of ratings, title, author, publication, and I have all of them ascending or descending. So what I do is I pick it out of here, and then whatever number I picked is the number I book read. So if I picked average rating ascending, I'm going to switch my Goodreads, and then I rolled a 3, the third book on the list. It's overly complicated. Yes, I know. But it is what it is. That's how my brain works. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this for the yellow so we know. And we've got date added, ascending. See? Messy handwriting. So date added, ascending. And I think that's all of the dice. So I've explained it. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I guess we'll find out as we go. Okay, so I'm going to insert a clip of me rolling the dice. here. Orange, I rolled a 1, and that is a prompt dice, and prompt number 1 is random number generator. So I will go ahead and do that on my phone. So the random generator came to 314. Let's look at our Goodreads list. Book 314 on the list is Reverie by Ryan LaSala. It says Inception meets the magicians in the most imaginative YA debut of the year. When did this come out? 2019? 2019, December. All Kane Montgomery knows for certain is that the police found him half dead in the river. He can't remember how he got there, what happened after, and why his life seems so different now. It's not just Kane who's different. The world feels off. Reality itself seems different. As Kane pieces together clues, 3 almost strangers claim to be his friends and the only people who can truly tell him what's going on. But as he and the others are dragged into unimaginable worlds that materialize out of nowhere, the gym warps into a subterranean temple, a historical home nearby blooms into a Victorian romance rife with scandal and sorcery, Kane realizes that nothing in his life is an accident, and when a sinister force threatens to alter reality for good, they will have to do everything they can to stop it before it unravels everything they know. I feel like I'm getting some like YA Starless Sea vibes. Well, honestly, I just finished that book, so maybe that's why I just have Starless Sea on my brain. The next dice we'll look at is green. I also got a 1. And the number 1 is Roll for Booktubers Game. The probability of getting this the first month, somebody out there knows it. I don't. So now I will need to roll for which game. Just use the same one. All right. We've got 6. Okay, 6 is Cody's Wheel of TBR. Okay. I didn't really plan ahead because I'm impatient, and I don't actually have I didn't actually make any game boards for any of these games that I was thinking about playing. So to make it easier on myself and so I can finish this and get it up before January, I'm just going to use, I know there's an online wheelie deal. It didn't, okay. Online thing that I will put here. Okay, so we got middle grade. Okay, after much deliberation, my daughter has basically told me that I have to read Smile. Smile, all I know about it is I believe it's a real life story, like Raina's just writing about her life or her childhood and her experience with braces. That's all I know. That's all I got. Okay, so that's got 2 books. Okay. So we've got 2 books down now. Third dice is purple, and we rolled a 4. That is a pick by my dog Pumpkin, and I will go ahead and do that and insert a clip.
Okay. Come get it. Which one do you want? Come. You smell it? There you go. Good job. Star Daughter, you can have the other one too, though. You want the other one?
Okay, as you can see there, Pumpkin picked Star Daughter by Shweta Thakrar. I got this in a book subscription box. I don't remember which one. I've only bought a few. It's either the Bookish box or Beacon Book Box. Bookish box, I think. And this one, if I remember correctly, it's about the daughter of if the night sky holds many secrets, it holds Sheetal Mystery's secret the closest. A secret that explains why her hair is the silver of starlight, or why some nights the stars call Sheeta by name. Stars like her mother, who returned to her place in the constellation Pushya years ago. Since that day, Sheetal has been forced to hide. But as her 17th birthday draws near, the pull from the sky is growing stronger, so strong that Sheetal loses control, and a flare of starfire burns her human father, an injury only a full star's blood can heal. Sheetal has no choice but to answer the star song and ascend to the sky, but her celestial family has summoned her for a reason, to act as their human champion in a competition to decide the next ruling house of the heavens. Desperate to save her father, Sheetal agrees, but nothing could have prepared Sheetal to face the star's dark history or the forces that are working to shut the gate between the realms for good. This book is gorgeous. I'm intrigued and worried, but I do want to read it. I've heard some good things, I think. I don't know if I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I know I've heard somebody talk about it on BookTube. Somebody. But that'll be book 3. The 4th dice, white, rolled a 5. And on my list, let's see, I have, if you're curious to what other books I have on my list, I have Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, Don't Overthink It by Anne Bogle, Carrie, A Memoir of Survival on Stolen Land by Toni Jensen, Beyond the Gender Binary by Alec Vade-Menon, Embrace Your Weird by Felicia Day, and book 5, which is our pick, and the one I'll be reading is called The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. Oh, it's The Warmth of Other Suns, The Epic Story of America's Great Migration. So this chronicles the decades-long migration of black citizens who fled the South for northern and western cities in search of a better life. And I'm actually I'm worried that it's going to be like super history bookish, because I'm going to struggle with that. I'm going to have to like start reading this book like day 1, because it's going to take me probably all month, unless it's like written more of like a narrative format, but I don't think it is. But I'm excited to read it because like this is my history. I love doing genealogy and stuff like that, and I know that some of my ancestors did this migration. They went from Arkansas, I believe it was, up to Chicago and Milwaukee. So, and I'm not sure if they were somewhere before Arkansas. It's hard to find records for slaves, so a lot of missing information, but that's a whole nother story. So that'll be really exciting. Hopefully it's written really easy for me to read, otherwise I will make it work. So blue is a number of cards I need to pick from Jesse's deck of TBR, and I got a 2. I rolled a 2, so they've already been shuffled, and I'm just gonna pick the top 2. She thick. Can you see that? 500 pages. A book over 500 pages long. I will pick the other card and then I will look to see what we got. Okay. So, we thought I was going to be reading, 7 books? We thought wrong. So I got Experiment, this card, which says, pick an interesting author and binge read their works. I'm going to have to be a little strategic here, though, because I'm not going to binge read somebody who's got 20, 30 books that they've written. So I need to find an author who's got less than 10, preferably 3 or 4 books. So those are 2 Jessie cards. So I'm also trying to get through some of the series that I have started. I've started a lot in 2020. Quarantine, and I had no life, and I started out really well. Like, I had 6 series, and I, started all of them, and then I was reading the next book and the next book. Like, that was my plan. And then it all went haywire. I started getting really into readathons, and before you know it, I've got 20 series that are open. So I need to try to whittle that number down, because I don't like it. I don't like having all these series that I'm in the middle of. So for big book, I'm going to finish the Six of Crows duology and read Crooked Kingdom. I feel like if you're on BookTube, you know what Crooked Kingdom is. The Six of Crows duology. I was only on watching BookTube videos for a day when somebody talked about Six of Crows. But I read Six of Crows last month, maybe. It's a Lee Bardugo book. It was about I feel like it's, I don't know if dystopian is the right word. I don't think dystopian is the right word. I'm bad with things like that. But it's a group of 6 people from this kingdom, or this world that she's created, the Grisha world, that need to steal something. They need to pull off a deadly heist to become rich and to solve whatever problems they may have. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star, so I'm excited to continue and find out what happens with Kaz's crew. An interesting author. There's lots of interesting authors. And so I came across this author. I don't know how I came across this author. Honestly, I really don't. I think maybe I was looking at a list of polyamory books, maybe. But I'm not going to be able to binge read all of their works, but I'm going to read some of them. Their name is Kaylin Riol. Riol? I spelled that wrong. I don't know how to pronounce. I'm sorry. Kaylin. I'm sorry. But Kaylin, and I'm really sad. The thing that I found was a series called Ilavani. But unfortunately, I can't find Ilovani for anywhere. It's not at the library. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. It's not on Scribd. It's not for sale anywhere. I believe it said it's like out of print. Um, it was just from 2017, but I'm guessing that it didn't print a lot or something. I'm not sure. But Kay identifies as queer, um, and is autistic, and um, this series anyway, it's an installment of long-running science fantasy series based in a queer, pagan, polyamorous universe. Like, it sounded perfect. You have a skilled BDSM trainer, spy, and unfortunately a prince, Malcolm. You have their older brother, the heir to the kingdom, a sex slave, a companion, and it sounded amazing, but unfortunately I can't find it anywhere. So I did find some of their, I'm guessing shorts maybe, on Kindle, and then I did spent money I probably shouldn't have and bought their paperback Bloodbound. So I will be reading Bloodbound by Kaylin for sure. It's on its way. And Bloodbound, Ryan is content in her life. As a Wicca, a Welsh shapeshifter, she is bound to the dark god Aran as an assassin. So when he assigns her as ambassador to oversee Ontario for him, it's a shock. Her new job? To find out who murdered her predecessor and bring them to justice, as well as to oversee the other kin and clean up their messes before the humans find them, all to preserve the illusion that magic and supernatural creatures do not exist. The problem? One of the other kin she's supposed to oversee is her estranged husband Kai, the only person Ryan never regretted having sex with, and the only one she can't forgive. And I'm super, it's apparently there's queer, there's asexual, bisexual rep, gender fluid, and it's paranormal, fantasy romance. Like, I'm excited for this. A little mad that I spent money, but it's good cause. You little, seriously? Pumpkin just stole my blanket that I had on my lap. That was so rude. This dog. Okay. The last dice. Yellow, date added, ascend, right? So I go to my Goodreads. And boom. All right. Date added. In ascending order, the fourth book on that list is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Junauda Patras. This book is a young adult queer contemporary romance. It is told in two distinct and irresistible voices. Junauda Patras's bold... it's a book about two black girls from very different backgrounds finding love and happiness in a world that seems determined to deny them both. Yeah, that's all I care about. That's it. I'm good. Fantastic. Sapphic romance about two black girls. What more do I need to say? Anything? No? Good, because I wasn't gonna. I'm feisty today. So those are the 7 books that I'll be reading specifically for the game. I did it. I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. if you, girl, if y'all made it to the end, bless you, because I know I ramble and I apologize. Leave me a heart or something. Say hi. I'd love to chat. Let me know if you've read any of these or what you're planning on reading in July. I wish in January. And subscribe.